Name is Lohit. I'm in 8th grade. I go to Gale Ranch Middle School, and I'm going to be presenting my London Stock Exchange user interface project. And towards the end, I'm going to be doing a code walkthrough on how I ordered my data based on the strength of the correlation with other stocks. So this is my code for the calculate correlation section. Here is the first function of that part, which is the actual calculating the correlation. And here it just takes the input company and the start year and the end year, and it calculates the correlation all throughout this part. And all of this is just calculating the correlation between the two stocks. And what it gets is a value between -1 and 1 being an exact match of the two stocks, and -1 being the exact opposite. And here in the second part, it graphs the data. It graphs the two stocks with each other, and also gives an output of the correlation as well. So as you can see, that's the same code to graph the data with each other. And the third part is the graph related data section, where it takes the first stock that the user inputted and calculates the correlation of it with this list of other London stocks. And here, as you can see, it calculates the correlation of all of that. And over here, it orders each correlation by how extreme it is, so by the absolute value of that correlation. So 0 being valued the lowest, and -1 or 1 being valued the highest. And then all of this is just it graphing each the stock with each stock in the list based on the strength of the correlation with the other stock. So this is my London Stock Exchange user interface. Just a quick overview about the user interface. This interacts with the London Stock Exchange in 4 features. 1, it calculates the average stock price. 2, it gives you a graphic visualization. 3, it calculates the correlation coefficient between two stocks. And 4, it predicts the future average stock price of a stock. The applications for this user interface could be for anybody who needs the data, whether you're interested in stocks, possibly investing in stocks. So the first feature of my user interface is calculating the average stock price. Here the user inputs a stock and a start year and an end year, and it gives you the average stock price of the stock between the 2 years. The second portion of my user interface is the graphic visualization portion. Here the user inputs again a stock and a start year and an end year. Third is the the correlation coefficient section. Here the user inputs 2 stocks and a start year and an end year. And 1, this calculates correlation, so it outputs a number between -1 and 1, which is the correlation of the two stocks between 2 years. Second, it graphs the data, so it graphs the two stocks between the 2 years and outputs the correlation as well. And 3, it graphs related data, so this graphs the first stock that the user inputted with a list of other London stocks in the London Stock Exchange, and gives you the graphs based on the strength of the correlation, and this is the code I'll walk through later on. Lastly, I have the predict future average stock price section. Here the user inputs a stock and a future year they want to predict. Obviously, it'll be less accurate the farther you go because of the unpredictability of stocks. And this will calculate the future average stock price of the stock in the year inputted using a support vector machine constructed by the scikit-learn library using an RBF model, which I think is more accurate than a linear model or a polynomial model, because rather than calculating the standard deviation between the actual points and the line of best fit vertically, it calculates the deviation perpendicular to the line, which is more accurate.